So, Brian, what are you getting at? It's simple. The government took your money off the top because they had you believing that the best thing in the world to do was get a W2. Highest what? Tax bracket. Now, because they took the money off the top, they already robbed you with one ink pen. Because they could have taught us at an early age to start a business where at least you would fall into the middle way, tax bracket. That they really should have taught you at an early age, like they teach wealthy people, like wealthy people know, is the money pays the least amount of way. So we already got robbed coming out the gates. Now, because we got robbed with the taxes, you get a credit card your freshman year, knowing you're the most vulnerable. So they robbed you again. High interest rate what? Loan. So they robbed you again. Now, because they robbed us at the table in our most vulnerable moments as a freshman in college, now your credit score is what? Down. So now you pay higher what? So they robbed you again. Now, because you paying high interest, and now your debt to income ratio is lopsided, you can't qualify for a what? So you end up renting for the first 10 years of your life instead of building equity, so they robbed you again. So because you're building equity in somebody else's, I'm not knocking renters, I'm just giving you how they set it up. Because you're building somebody else's equity, and now their apartment is being paid for by 10 or 15 of our different rents, they're building equity, you making their kids wealthy because they just passed their kid the apartment complex. Okay. So now, because our credit is down, we can't get a house. So now, because of that same credit, we got to go get a car. But then we're paying high what? So now we buy 3 cars. Now they robbed you again. You own 1, but you paid for 3. So they robbed you again. So because we got high debt from credit cards and student loans, because the educational system is teaching us to go work for somebody else instead of giving us the 2 lowest tax brackets, they'll give you the highest one. Because they're teaching us to be consumers and not prosumers, because we renting and we not owning, because now we don't trust each other, because we ain't got no money, and skeptical people are always broke, and broke people are always skeptical. So now we got a vicious cycle of people who don't believe in investing. So they robbed you again. Because if you're not investing, money's not what? Not working for you. Which means you'll always have to what? Work for money. So the cycle continues. They robbed you 6 times before you're 25. Am I right? People wonder why we're here. People wonder why we meet every 4 months. Because you got to gas up and remember why you're working the business. You got to gas up and get around some business partners. High five, dap it up, clap, give me a pound this week. You got to do all of that. Why? Because if you don't, capitalism is waiting on you to fall back into mediocrity. And to start saying stuff like this, you know what, man, don't even worry. We're gonna be all right. Start having meetings with your family where you start just giving up on your goals and dreams and just settling for the status quo. The media is not going to help push entrepreneurship through our society and teach you the importance of owning things. You know why? Because during the commercials, guess who the commercials are run by? Corporate America. So the game you watching is sponsored by Budweiser. So they're going to run an entrepreneurship commercial when they need you to go drink this beer. Think about it. The TV show you're watching, I want you to get this. The TV show you're watching is on the air because of the what? Sponsors. The commercials. So that's why the commercials are indicative of depending on what you're watching. So if you're watching late night TV, you're getting late depression commercials. Because you up. They know that. So you sitting there, trust me, I've been in bed 9 days. You sitting there after a while, you're like, man, give me some Rutathol. I don't even know what it is. They got you in a vulnerable state. Are you tired? Feeling down lately? well. Feeling restless. Yeah. Fever, headache. Yeah. After what they list so much stuff, you're like, I need some Rutherol. That's the sponsor at night. Capitalism. Trying to capitalize on how they know. If you up watching this commercial, you got some stuff on your mind. Am I right? Yes. During the game, football, pizza, what? Beer, chips, wings. You understand what I'm saying? So they will never run positive entrepreneurship type ventures because that's taken away from what they're trying to accomplish. This is the kind of stuff we should be screaming from the mountain tops. But it's anti-establishment. So you got to kind of figure it out on your own. That's why you come in every 4 months, because you got to gas back up. Yes. Does that make sense? Yes. Who's got a little gas left in the tank? Woo-hoo!